Hi, today I am answering the question, can you change the facts of the past? And I'm going to say, yes, you can, using the law of assumption, and I'll explain why, so stick around. My name is Hedley Dorenzi. I am a qualified life coach and author. I am also super passionate about the amazing teachings of the law of assumption as originally taught by the wonderful Neville. It is the stories we tell that create our life. So if you want to change your life, you have to change the story. And if you want to create the most amazing life, then you need to know how to tell the most amazing stories. And that is why I am here. I love stories. I am a storyteller. And since discovering the law of assumption, I have really come to understand the power of the stories that we tell. So I'm now telling myself better stories, and I want to help you to do the same. If you would like further support with this, I am available for one-to-one coaching or email coaching. Those details are below. You can also stay connected with me on Instagram through my page, Hedley Dorenzi, and my coaching page, Remember You Are the One. Those details are in the box below as well. Okay, let's get into it. So today I am answering the question, can you change the facts of the past? Now, most of us would say, no, of course you can't. The past is the past. It's done. It's dead. There's nothing you can do. That's just the way it is. The law of assumption works whether you know it or not. So if you believe that the past is the past and it can't be changed and facts are facts and that's the way it is, that is an assumption and that will be true for you. So I want to challenge that assumption because it's a story that we've told, that we've been taught, that we've been conditioned to based on how this physical world kind of works. Yet we've just taken that as a fact. However, it is an assumption because according to the law of assumption, you can go back and you can change the past by reimagining it. And this is the whole beauty of these teachings. This is the gift of these teachings, is bringing us back into connection with the power of our imagination. Imagination creates reality. Imagination is the cause of reality. Our imagined reality is the impression that gets pushed out and then becomes the expression that we experience in the physical world. Considering there is no time, there's no past, there's no future, everything is happening in the now. There is only now as the one eternal constant, which means that if you can turn your consciousness towards something in your past that you would have preferred it to be, you have just shifted your consciousness. You've shifted your awareness to another state, to another possibility in the field of infinite possibilities, where all we're really doing is just choosing from an infinite number of possible outcomes and then collapsing our focus and attention onto one, which then gets pushed out and reflected back in our reality. The more I work with the technique of revision, which is actually going back and changing the facts of the past, the more I am seeing and experiencing the power of it. And I will just link a video that I recently posted to a parking ticket that I created, 100% created in my imagination, because I hadn't had a parking ticket in years. And then I started thinking about having a parking ticket and what it was like to have it and how much do parking tickets cost and all of that stuff. Within 24 hours, I had a parking ticket. So I knew I had created it, but because I was working with the law of assumption and these teachings, because I created it, I knew I could recreate it or uncreate it. And that's exactly what I did using the power of revision. I was working with the technique of revision, and I went into my imagination and I used my imagination specifically to change the facts of that situation. And I rehearsed that new the new revision, the revised memory in my imagination. So where I moved the car to a legal parking spot, I revised that, or I rehearsed that over and over and over until that became the more natural memory. And that's the key with all of these teachings. The key is to rehearse it enough times in your imagination to create a shift in consciousness, but not only that, it has to feel natural. So the situation in your imagination has to feel more natural than the one that you experienced in reality. This is not just a once-off thing that you do and then be like, where is it? That is not how this works. One of the key principles of law of assumption is to rehearse a scene enough times so that it becomes natural, using your imagination. So this is like going to the gym. If you're somebody who works out, then you know what it's like. Every day you go to the gym and you work out. You don't just work out once and that's it. That's not how this works either. This is a daily commitment to self, to changing your life, to changing the stories that you're telling, regardless of whether they're in the past or the future. And the reason that I'm really passionate about revision is because I realized that so many of my assumptions were so negative that created these events in the past that were negative. And when you revise something, you're actually shifting your consciousness, and then reality in your present will reorganize itself according to that new state of consciousness that you've created in your imagination, that you've envisioned. And that's what I experienced in court the other day. Was once I changed the facts of the situation of how I got that parking ticket, I changed the facts, I rehearsed the new facts until they became fact in my imagination, until they became more natural than the other thing that had happened, that had caused me to get the ticket. And then I experienced this experience in court that was just unprecedented. The whole experience, from not even being asked what I pleaded, to not being asked any questions, to just having the case dismissed and being say see you later. Like, it was unbelievable. And that to me proves that yes, you can change the facts, but it's up to you. And part of this is that you have to take responsibility for being the creator of your reality. You can't kind of dip your toe in and go, I'll take responsibility for that and not for that. No, this is where you are the gods of your reality. You are the creators of your reality, and you can create and recreate whatever it is that you want. And yes, you can change the facts of the past. So if there is something in your past that is unfavorable, I would encourage you to go into your imagination, engage your imagination, play the scene out as it happened, but change the facts that were unfavorable. So if it was a conversation with somebody and they said something unfavorable, change what they said and replay that conversation until what you've imagined them saying is more natural than what you heard them saying. And just wait and watch and see. Try all of this for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Don't even take Neville's word for it. I didn't. I'm putting all of this into practice. This is really like the ultimate game changer, the life changer. That's pretty much all I wanted to share. You can change the facts, past or future. It doesn't matter. There is no time. So get into your imagination, have fun with it, and watch what happens. All right. Thanks for listening. If you found this video enjoyable, please feel free to share with family and friends. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, I'd love to have you, and I will see you next time. Bye.